What's up, y'all? It's Zach from Living Corporate. And again, look, y'all know what we do. We have incredible guests all the time. Now, this guest is pretty interesting because, you know, shout out to Ade, shout out to Shanisha, shout out to Tiffany, shout out to Tara, shout out to Taylor, shout out to Tristan. You know what I'm saying? These all sound like random names, but these are all people that actually I work with on Living Corporate. Shout out to Amy. Okay, I see you. We have all, as we continue to really build out Living Corporate, folks, there's one name that continues to come up, like, have you talked to this person? Have you talked to this person? Have you talked to this person? I'm like, yes, I have. Yes, we've made connection. Yes, we still need to interview. Yes, but yes, I know who that is. And it is this individual. And this person is a LinkedIn top voice. They're an entrepreneur. They're a writer. They're an educator. They're a public speaker. They're a mover. They're a shaker. You know what I'm saying? They're a snatcher of edges. You know what I'm saying? They out here is my point. And this person is Brittani Hunter. Brittani.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for having me.
No. Thank you for actually being on the show. In fact, let me go ahead and just get a very modest, you know what I'm saying, cheer just to welcome you, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. Just something just to kind of get us started. For those of us who don't know you, I know I kind of gave a little bit, but would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so like you mentioned earlier, I'm an entrepreneur and also a LinkedIn top voice. I am also a proud HBCU grad, so if you went to PVAMU, shout out to you. I am based here in Texas, Dallas to be exact, and I've been in the entrepreneur space for about 3.5 years, but full-time since January of this year, so January of 2019.
Okay, no, wait. Are you going to shout out you're not going to shout out your HBCU?
I did. You didn't hear me. Prep you, A&M University, so PVAMU. So, yeah, so it's the best HBCU in my opinion. So yeah, shout out to you if you are a PV grad as well.
Shout out to the HBCUs. It's so funny because, you know, no one ever goes, shout out to the PWIs. But, you know, but it's cool. You know, shout out to education and definitely shout out to HBCUs. My dad went to Jackson State and my mom was Miss Tougaloo back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
wow.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. I come from good stock because that's all I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? You're not the only person out here flexing in your complexion. That's all. Okay. So look, today we're talking about using your voice effectively. You talked about being a LinkedIn top voice. First of all, what does it mean to be a LinkedIn top voice?
So every year, LinkedIn, they'll select people that currently use the LinkedIn platform, hence the name LinkedIn Top Voice. And what it is people that they recognize that are making an impact through the platform. And so an impact on the platform through their content. And so to become a LinkedIn Top Voice, it essentially means that you're recognized as someone who has influence and a heavy impact on the users, on the thousands and millions of users that are on LinkedIn.
Let's talk about you getting selected. Like, what did that process look like?
It was actually a surprise. So I was literally at my old 9 to 5, not doing work, checking my personal email on my phone, and I saw that I had an email from one of the editors. And so LinkedIn has several editors that specifically focus on different subjects. And so the editor reached out and was pretty much saying that they love all of my content, that you know, on the back end, they've been seeing how much engagement and all the high impressions that my content has been getting, whether that was my blog content. So as you know, LinkedIn has the publishing platform that you can publish blogs on. Right. So whether it was that or just my normal, you know, short form or long form posts, and they were wanting to see if I was interested in being a part of their LinkedIn Top Voice selection. And so it was pretty much that was really it. They required for me to just to write a post. So once they released the list of all the LinkedIn Top Voices in the different categories, and by the way, I was selected in the category for management and culture. Okay. So they so once they released the article with everybody that was selected, they also released a series of articles from each LinkedIn Top Voice that was selected.
That's really, really cool. And it's crazy. You know, what's really interesting, what you shared is that you said, you know, you weren't even expecting it. You were just doing what you was doing, and then it just happened, right?
Yeah, a lot of people think that there's like some type of formal application, or if you like reach out to someone that works at LinkedIn that you can get it, but it doesn't work like that. If you just keep doing what you're doing and just be focused on, and you're just like focused on actually putting out great content, then you'll be noticed. And if you're lucky, they'll select you as the top voice.
you know what? I just think it's really incredible. And like I said from the top, everybody that I talk to, as I've been talking about living corporate, they're like, you need to really talk to. Have you talked to anybody from the Mogul Millennial? And I'm like, it's just been like an ongoing conversation. And since then, really, frankly, to this day, I'm just really excited that we actually make this connection. You know what I mean?
To this day.
I love the sound bites. I love it.
No, I appreciate it. So look, on your platform, you share real talk, right? So the latest piece that I personally read was about Black leadership at Fortune 500 companies being at its lowest, yet Black celebrity partnerships are booming. And it's so interesting because at the time of this recording of this podcast, Jay-Z just announced that partnership that he has with the NFL for the social justice movement thing. But anyway, in it, you assert that while exploring the direct and subtle implications of that fact, right? So you go into it, like you have this. So and a lot of your pieces do this, where you have like this fairly like strong initial statement, and then you really go into the nuances and the implications of whatever you stated, right? As Black creatives who are focused on content centered around business, I think there's a line we have to decide when we're going to like not cross, right? Like, and show how honest or raw that we're being. What does that journey look like for you specifically, and how you balance like discomforting truths with managing a brand that extends far beyond your family and close friends?
Yeah, so I think for me, what I just try to work at towards every day is just like living my truth. When you're not living your truth, you're the one that's mostly impacted. And so whether that's me right now as an entrepreneur or me back when I was working the traditional 9-to-5 in the workplace, I'm not going to downplay, what I think or try to sugarcoat like my thoughts and my feelings because of someone else. And so I think it's important that when we speak on our truth, it also empowers other people to do the same. So specifically through Mogul Millennial, I like to have those type of conversations. And so that way, the issue at hand isn't ignored or it's not watered down.
And so how do you feel like that philosophy could be applied to like Black and brown professionals in their day-to-day jobs and how they use their voice?
I think, so it's funny. So it makes me think about like really quick story when I was working at one of my last 9-to-5s, and it was a predominantly white workplace. And one of my coworkers who was Black, she would just like literally turn her personality all the way off, even from like the foods that she ate.
Wait, whoa. Oh, wait, hold on, wait a second. So, what you mean, the foods that she ate?
Yeah, so she wouldn't eat things like chicken in the office, or really be like really careful on the type of fruits that she would eat.
The types of fruits that she wouldn't eat, like bananas, you trying to say?
That watermelon, like the traditional like things that would, that would make you think about like Black people. And it was weird. So we would have like potlucks at work, and if people brought chicken, she would say that she was allergic to chicken, but she loved chicken. She would say that
she's allergic to chicken?
Yeah, it was like, girl, why are you doing this? Just be yourself, and people will like you for it, And
can we have like a real conversation about this though? Okay. So I was talking about, my wife and I were talking about this. We talk about this often. And Dave Chappelle did a whole stand-up skit about it. But you know how like just anti-Black racism is so lazy. So it's like, you really think that chicken and watermelon are like exclusive to Black people? Do you know how delicious watermelon is?
Exactly.
Do you know how delicious chicken? Do you know that you know how many cultures enjoy chicken?
Yeah.
We all love chicken.
Yeah.
So she would not eat watermelon. She would not eat bananas. Bananas are, they can be they're a lot of sugar. So if, you're watching your weight, you're trying to, kind of cut down on your calories. I can understand.
And everything. Yeah, I get it. But like, from that to purposely not listening to music that she wanted in her own personal office.
She had a personal office?
Yeah, it was just crazy. Like, do what you want to do. Like, listen, be yourself. And so she would say all the time, like, well, Brittany, like, you're gonna listen to that type of music in the office? Yes, this is my office. This is what I've earned my role. I'm just as qualified as the next person, and I'm not gonna be uncomfortable at work and not doing things that's true to myself, but the person next to me is. Just because we're two different skin colors, come from two different backgrounds, and upbringings doesn't, it doesn't mean that they can do something that I can't. And so one of the things that I learned is that, when you're true to yourself, people, they like the real you. They want to know the real you. You don't have to whiten it to be accepted. And so yeah, I highly encourage people in the workplace to not whiten or change who they are just to quote unquote fit in, because, people can recognize bullshit and they know that it's not the real you anyway.
That's right. Now look, this is a clean podcast, but I respect you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But when you said it, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, wait. But you're absolutely right. People can recognize it, and you just want to be yourself. It was interesting. We had a conversation on season 1. It was like our first episode with Fenoris Pearson, who was he was like an executive with Motorola and Dell, and he talked about the fact that he went on this plane ride, right, with like this with this very senior white executive, and he said, look, we can tell when y'all are putting on airs and it's fake. Like, we hate that. It's annoying. Like, we can see right through it. It's awkward. It's clearly not authentic, right? Now, yeah. I don't want to shame anybody, because we've been conditioned to put on coverings and participate in respectability politics as a means of survival. So I'm not shaming anybody for doing those things. We also live in a time when, hey, look, you have a voice, use it and be yourself, right? Like, you want to listen to Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? You do that. You want to smoke a black and mild on your smoke break, go ahead and do that. Like, nobody's gonna stop you. Like, it's okay. It's all right. Maybe not a black and mild. I don't know. I'm trying to think the last time I've seen somebody smoke a black and mild, like in a work setting.
Oh God, I don't think I've ever seen that. That's funny.
Like a Rillo. That'd be like, ooh, what's going on? No. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Mogul Millennial, right? You've talked about the fact it's been going on for 3 years. What have you been most proud of so far, and what are you looking forward to most in the next 6 to 12 months?
When I think about everything that I've experienced in these 3 years, the thing that I am mostly proud of was getting out of my own butt. I didn't curse this time. There you go. But getting out of my own butt and realizing that I literally cannot do everything.
That's real.
In my last job, I've always been in management roles, so I'm used to being head over something.
I see. You told me. So wait. You said you always been in management roles.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Keep going.
Yeah. So when I started, Mogul Millennial, it was just a side project in the beginning, since I couldn't dedicate all of my time and resources to it. But sure. Once I decided that I was going to go full time with it, I knew that, okay, well, Brittany, you can't grow this company. You can't really be as profitable as you would want to be, and you're doing everything. So you're doing all the social media, you're writing all the blog posts, you're the one trying to pitch yourself and your company to different brands and partners. So you can't do it all, or you can, but it's not going to be really worth anything, or it won't be as good as it could be and as impactful as it could be. And so even though I really didn't want to in the beginning, I decided to put out a post asking for help. And once I did that, our traction increased. I felt like the content got better because we had, more diverse opinions and thoughts from Black millennials literally all over the world were contributing. And so I think that's what I've been most proud of is, recognizing that I don't know everything, and that's fine, because now I have people that help me out day to day that are so much more better at certain things and more knowledgeable on certain topics, and I've learned a lot as well from those people.
Straight up. No, I feel you. It's tough when you're in a point, you're grinding, and you feel like you're doing everything, right? To the point you're at your wit's end. You're looking at them like, what more do you want from me? It's I can't. I have to reach out. That's a really important. So, you not only used your voice to create your platform, but you use your voice to extend and expand your platform, because you had to actually use your voice to ask for help.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So right now, it was crazy because when I put out the first post, so since I have the highest influence on LinkedIn, so I use, I went to what I know I'm good at. And so I put a post up on LinkedIn, and literally within the first 2 weeks, we had over 150 people that were like, I want to write. And it was so overwhelming. So between remember I was still working at my 9 to 5. So in between meetings, literally as I was going to meetings and either on site at my job or off site, or during my lunch break, anything. On the way to the restroom, I was having interviews with people. Because some people, I want to be accommodating as well because I wanted to help. And and so it's been good. It's been really good.
So what does it look like, right, to continue and build out this platform? And actually, let me take a step back. What did it look like when you actually left your full-time job? Like, what did that conversation look like?
So I had actually planned to leave. It was really strategic. So I think you and I had talked before. I mentioned that I lived in Houston for a short period of time.
A little bit of time, yeah.
Yeah, so originally I'm from Dallas and went to school at PV, which is by Houston. After PV, came back to Dallas and was working at a university that's like north of Dallas in a small, well not small, but yeah small, but it's a town called Richardson. So I was working there at UT Dallas, and I remember being approached by my boss's boss. Well, no, my boss's boss. So like 3 people above me, to work at the property at the University of Houston, and I denied them like 3 or 4 times because the pay wasn't right, and I was like, no, you're not going to pay me just, nothing, and I have to move and uproot my life. And so eventually we negotiated back and forth. I got the rate that I wanted plus more, and I specifically took their role because I knew that I wanted to quit within a year. So that way I could work on Mogul Millennial full time because we were doing really well with the site. And so I literally only took the promotion. Well, it was like a lateral promotion. So it was the same role, but different duties.
But you had got that.
Exactly. Making extra money. So I took it knowing that, okay, well, I can save money even faster and then, and quit and be way more financially comfortable.
So you were like kind of scheming on the low, but like, for yourself though.
Yeah, I mean, they do it all the time with us, which they mean. So no, I had no regret, no shame.
No. I'm not shaming you. I'm just chuckling because you negotiated that deal, and you in the background, you shaking his hand, you talking about, you really like.
Yep. So no, I literally stayed like long enough as well. So the year was special because within a year you can really do, if you're dedicated and consistent, you can do some really good damage, and well, not damage, but some good improvements.
You said what you said. It's okay.
And then, also with the relocation fee, that's why it's important that you read everything. I read in the contract for the relocation expense I was given that you need to stay for a year. So I left within a year, and then so it really just looked like, within that time period for me working at the other location in Houston was to just save and grow my team, and then also focus on like upcoming products and planning out different projects that we're going to actually be releasing this year. So I'm really excited about. But it was a lot of hard work. So at my last company, I was literally working like sometimes like 60, 70 hours a week because I worked in a very busy industry. But at the same time, having a team was really helpful. And then I just worked crazy hours on the weekends, during my lunch breaks, before work, things like that.
That's a blessing. It's a blessing to find folks who are engaged and willing to support, right? I think we probably need to have you back just around like the principles of building a team, getting started, because I think a lot of times, especially, and I'll say this for podcasting is notorious for people like starting off really big with a splash and then being done after like 2.5 months, because the load of like getting content, researching, producing, it can get like tiring over time. So like a lot of podcasts don't even last a year. You know what I'm saying?
It's a full-time job.
job. And so, it's tough. So I mean, that's incredible. I'm so excited. I'm so thankful that you've been able to be on our platform. Now, look, again, Brittani, you're the first LinkedIn top voice that we've had on Living Corporate. How does that make you feel?
You know what? It makes me feel good, but it won't be the last because I believe in you guys.
I had to do my own Cardi B owl. Goodness gracious. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And, I got to give you a flex bomb just because you've been dropping casual woo. Like, it's just incredible. But, like, I'm just so thankful that you've been able to be here. Before we let you go, any parting words or shout outs?
Yeah, so of course, shout out to my team. My editorial assistant, Alex, she came up with the name Mogul Mob, and I love it. So
ooh, the Mogul Mob. Y'all, Mogul Mob be up in that WordPress putting content together like. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
Yeah, so shout out to them. They are all amazing. And even like in their own individual lives, they do so many great things from being startup entrepreneurs, small business owners, freelancers, etc. Corporate bosses, they are just amazing. But the only other thing that I want to also shout out or mention is that we are going to be launching our own online course platform through Mogul Millennial. It's called Mogul Genius, and so look out for that. That'll be released to a private group of people in October, but after that, we'll be releasing it to the general public. So
look at you. Yeah. Come on now. Well, first of all, again, just, you know what? Shout out to y'all. I got to go ahead and drop these air horns right here for the Mogul Millennial. And you know what? For Brittani Hunter, thank you so much for being on our show. Y'all, that does it for us on the Living Corporate Podcast. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at livingcorp_pod, on Instagram at livingcorporate, on our website at living-corporate, please say the dash.com. Now look, if you have any questions, any shout outs you'd like to place on the show, you can contact us through the website, or you can email us at livingcorporate@gmail.com, or you can just DM us because the DMs are wide open. Now look, you can check us out online. If you just Google Living Corporate, we're at all the domains. Brittany, do you know we have every single Living Corporate variation besides livingcorporate.com?
That's a smart way to go. A lot of people don't do that. I'm so glad that you do.
Listen,
somebody can feel it.
Thank you. So we got livingcorporate.net, livingcorporate.tv, livingcorporate.co, livingcorporate.org, but we don't have livingcorporate.com because Australia has livingcorporate.com. They got like some apartment renting company out there. Now look, oh my God. I'm saying, right now, look, one day though, the brand gonna be brolic enough. We're gonna get that domain. I just don't know when that's gonna be, but it's gonna happen. I'm speaking.
They'll forget to pay their renewal.
They'll mess up. Yeah, we'll talk. Players mess up, and they'll mess up too. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about Australia a little bit. I'm really trying to be careful because I don't want to create no international beef, but I very much so do want the domain. So I'm trying to figure out like what the best strategy is. Maybe you and I can have a conversation offline about that.
Yeah, I can tell you a story about that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, look, this has been Zach Nunn. You've been listening to Brittani Hunter, CEO and founder of the Mogul Millennial. Till next time, peace.
Living Corporate is a podcast by Living Corporate LLC. Our logo was designed by David Dawkins. Our theme music was produced by Ken Brown. Additional music production by Antoine Franklin for Musical Elevation. Post-production is handled by Jeremy Jackson. Got a topic suggestion? Email us at livingcorporatepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us online on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and living-corporate.com. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned.